Coming to you live from Philly Cam. His life was based on a true story. He is the real thing, Mr. Natural himself. You are watching High Noon with Alex LeGrand.
Hi, you're watching High Noon with Alex LeGrand. I'm your host, Alex LeGrand. This is episode 03, and as you can see, we're back in the main studio. I don't know if you saw the last month's episode, but I was on the street interviewing people, and it was freezing. I couldn't feel my hands at one point. I can feel them now, though, but there's something I'm not digging. It was announced yesterday that the star of the movie Rocky III, Mr. T, will be competing on the new season of Dancing with the Stars. And much like Rocky III, he's expected to have great success in the beginning, bring the pain, and then swiftly lose to an Italian guy with great hair. No, Mr. T, no. Here's some news that was swept under the rug. Hers Potato Chips recalled their smoked Chipotle kettle chips back in December after finding traces of salmonella. I bet Chipotle had the meat sweats and called up hers like, why you got to bring up the past, Holmes? Chipotle don't have no salmonella. The streets be lying, man. We clean, Holmes. Okay, so Trump held his first State of the Union this past Sunday. No, I don't want to make a joke about Trump. But I will about Texas. All right, so at a Walmart in Texas, an argument broke out between two grandmothers, ending in a shootout, leaving one of the women injured. It turns out they were arguing about what would be the most stereotypical thing to do in a Texas Walmart. Chappelle! All right, so Oprah Winfrey earlier this year said she would never run for president, has now stated that she's thinking of changing her mind. She's also thinking about how much she loves bread. Watch our Weight Watchers commercials, you'll know what I mean. All right, so the Oscars were this past Sunday, and I honestly enjoyed the show. I like award shows, why wouldn't you? What made it great to me was the plot twist during the Best Picture award. Man, I thought M. Night Shyamalan was writing this thing. So Warren Beatty was given the wrong cue card and mistakenly announced La La Land as the Best Picture winner. Man, the whole cast and crew took to the stage and they're like, yeah, dude, we won, man. The producers stepped to the mic and they're like, you know what it takes to win? Perseverance, man. I'd like to thank God for, what? We didn't win. Who won? Moonlight? Some bitch, I would have threw that thing down. I will say it took some restraint to walk off stage all nonchalant. I would have been mad as hell. Like, man, come on, give me a second. I thought I won. Crying face. Why, Lord? But good on Moonlight for winning Best Picture. But I think, honestly, the real winner here is Steve Harvey, because now he can show his face in public again. But despite the exciting ending, this year's Oscars ratings were the lowest they've been in 8 years, and it was the third least watched Oscars of all time. Still a great plot twist, though. Hey, well, isn't life the best show? So let's start this one. All right, so my guest for today is a professional photographer and videographer. He is the founder of Philamedia, a multimedia service provider located in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. He is also a lover of abandoned buildings, people, pork, and Jesus. Beau Rosario, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I was a little sweating a little earlier. I don't know if the lights are glistening off me, but I think we should let the people know who you are. So, Beau, who are you Well, I would say who are you, but who are you and what do you do currently?
Who am I? I'm a media producer. Based out of North Philly.
Okay.
And my team and I got started a couple years ago when I was in college. Mm-hmm. And
Philamedia?
Yeah, Philamedia.
Okay.
Used to be Beau Rosario Photography at that time.
Beau's what?
Beau Rosario Photography.
Beau Rosario, okay.
Yeah, it was just my name. And then we started out with like real estate photography and real estate videography. Mm-hmm. And over time we started to acquire a little bit more diverse background of clients. And so now we do pretty much anything and everything video and photo.
I would say, because I know I described what Philamedia was, and you just explained it earlier, but like if you were to introduce Philamedia to someone, what would be your pitch to them? Like what Philamedia does?
Essentially, we're a production company that puts an emphasis on like marketing strategy. Okay. So a lot of our clients that we work for are marketing firms or marketing departments, and usually the thing that's of the utmost importance to them is order of content and which type of content and duration of content that is going to be most effective in reaching their clients. So what we're typically doing is taking that approach and applying it to video production and figuring out, okay, the audience has like, a 30-second attention span for this type of video, so we need to know what type of content to put in that first 30 seconds to engage them for the rest, that sort of thing.
I would say, before we go into the whole why and like how did you get off the ground, I would say, how do you determine what catches people's eyes the most? It sounds like you have like, what's those groups thing called? Those, what are those groups where they bring people in? Hey,
focus groups?
Focus groups, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like focus group types ideas? You're like, you know what, this might hold them longer than this. So how do you guys determine what holds people's attentions in videos?
Well, we do have focus group types of things. And in fact, it's mainly just our team. We do a lot of like whiteboard sessions and stuff like that, and print out sheets of tons of different graphics and images we like, and put them in orders and try and figure out like what we think is most visually appealing and what we think is most engaging. But yeah, most of like our focus grouping and that type of stuff is done in our team. It's a team of 4 of us.
Okay.
And so we all have like different backgrounds and different skills, and we try and put them all to use.
So how'd you assemble this team? Because I read on your website you have your brother Clint.
Yeah.
And who are the other 2 members of your team?
Yeah. So one was by default. He's my blood relative, and then the other 2.
Who's your identical twin brother, right?
My identical twin brother.
Okay.
Very identical. And the other 2 are just friends from college that we've done some work together in the past. And
have they done like production? Like, what are their backgrounds?
Yeah, actually, one of them is mainly like entertainment production, like short films and that type of stuff.
Okay.
And the other one comes from a graphic design background.
Okay.
He studied film when he was at Temple, but he comes from a very like design and visually oriented background in film and media.
So you got the right people on this one.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the inspiration between or reason behind starting Philamedia?
To be honest, it wasn't really supposed to go in that direction. I never really planned on owning a business, but I got 1 or 2 clients when I was a senior in college, and things just grew so rapidly, we kind of had to incorporate it. And from there on out, we just started getting more and more clients, and we started giving out the work to other members of our team and other contractors that we bring in.
So it basically started off your freelance work.
Yeah.
So you were doing so well,
kind of out of
you're like, you
necessity,
know what,
yeah.
I might as well just make it like an official company, right?
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, well, I can make a year's salary on this. Why apply to other jobs? I'll just do this. Yeah.
So do you currently do freelance job outside of Philamedia, or do you just take all your jobs as under Philamedia?
No, so all of my work is done under Philamedia.
Okay.
And an interesting thing about Philamedia, we're trying to go about it a little bit differently than the rest of the industry is. The filmmaking industry is very contractor-based, and which is good for a lot of reasons. Sometimes you can call in contractors with different skill sets and stuff like that. But what we want to do is make it more employee-based on a regulated team so that we have a little bit more control of the outcome product.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, so how was it starting Philamedia? Like, do you feel like Philadelphia is friendly to new businesses or production companies?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's there's a lot of clients out there with a high demand for upgrade, and there's a lot of marketing firms in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is proven to be a hub for design and innovation and art, and we really appreciate all those things.
Do you have like any long-term goals you hope for Philamedia to become, or?
A long-term goal of ours is really to get to a point where we're sustainable enough where we can take some of our time and dedicate it to service of our neighborhood or service of young people in the area or something like that. We'd like to get to a point where it's self-sustainable and we can contribute back.
I would say, because I don't know if they've been playing the videos over the interview, but like I was on your website and like I was on your Vimeo page. You guys have really nice looking videos.
Thank you.
Like they're like crisp. I like the sound in the background. It's edited real well. You got some like double pane videos. Like, how do you guys own your own equipment and like programs of editing and stuff? So like, how do you guys do it on the production side?
We do own our own equipment, and that's actually one way we keep our costs down when we approach clients. The traditional way is to build into the budget equipment rental fees and stuff like that, but newer technologies have made for more affordable and more easy to use and intuitive both software and hardware and cameras and stuff like that. So we're able to afford a super high quality image for a fraction of what it would have been 10 years ago.
Okay, so what are I would say like ratios of the types of clients you get? Because I saw you do wedding videos, but we had brought up in a previous conversation that you're hoping to get out of weddings being your priority or your majority of business.
Yeah.
And that because I see you have music videos, I saw a video you doing for a construction company. and you do videos for hotels and stuff like that. So like I would say, like, what are the fractions of the types of business that you get?
Sure. Well, our wedding business used to be quite a bit. It's since changed, and we've split the weddings business off from Philamedia, and that's called West Diamond Weddings.
Okay.
So it's an entirely separate company now. But as far as Philamedia is concerned, I'd say a good portion, probably about 40 to 50% of our work is actually working with like luxury real estate firms and stuff like that.
Okay.
The rest is working with various marketing firms and their campaigns. It's ranged anywhere from like the Philly Pops Orchestra to nonprofits like Sunday Breakfast Rescue Mission and stuff like that.
And it's like, I would say, what is like one thing you notice all of them asking for? Like I realized, like, okay, we need to make a video for our product because I saw you did like a jazz orchestra video. It's like, is there like one particular thing you see all of them ask for?
That's a good question. I'd say one particular thing they're all looking for is the new thing is like landing page web content. So like
what's landing page content?
So like a landing page is the first page that you open up when you go to a website.
Okay.
And obviously that's the most important, and that's the one that sticks in people's mind the most. And and there's like a lot of speculation as to what the numbers are, but like some of the metrics show that like 80% conversion rate increases when you have video content on a landing page. So that's kind of the thing that like marketing firms are looking out for now, and they're really looking to fill that void.
All right, I know we got to wrap this up. So, Beau, where can the people find you if they're interested about Philamedia or just you in particular?
They can find us at www.phila.media.
All right. Okay, Beau, thank you very much for being on the show, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, hey guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'll perform a 2-part medley on the guitar. One is a solo and one with my dad, so stay tuned.
Thanks for tuning in to High Noon with Alex LeGrand. We'll be right back after this video.
Yeah, let me on my
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All right, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I apologize for that last medley when I was whammying for that first solo. I went out of tune. So, you know, rookie mistake. Well, yeah, rookie mistake. So, yeah, I apologize for that horrendous second part on my part. No one else's fault. But all right, I'd like to, I just thank you all for watching. I'd like to thank my crew. Thank you guys. You guys got me in right on time. And I'd also like to thank my writing staff. I'd like to thank my guest, Beau Rosario, for stopping by. Check out Philamedia if you're interested in him. And to my viewers, tune in on April 6th for our next episode. What it will be, I don't know. How it will go, I don't know, because today's episode was live, so, you know, things like that happen. Because if this wasn't, would have fixed that, but it's on me. All right, so yeah, the show will be a surprise to the both of us. But until then, thank you and God bless you.
Thanks for watching High Noon with Alex LeGrand. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Hey, do you like our show? You can make your own content as well. Just go to phillycam.org to learn how.